What is up, everybody? Anthony here, Six Scale Mafia with Brother Cousins Toy Review. What is going on, my man?
What's up, brother?
Nah, man, we're gonna talk Picard season 3. For those of you who know,
Absolutely.
we're big Star Trek fans, even though we're usually dealing in 6-scale figures and things of that nature. But Picard is really, really good, and I figured, you know what the heck, guys, let's talk about season 3, episode 1, man. So you watched it last night.
Actually, I watched it first thing this morning. I fell asleep last night, but I got up fresh. As soon as I got about like 7 a.m. and I was like, all right, let me watch it. The first thing I'm gonna do before I do anything, let me watch this. And I was blown away. It was really good, really good. And I was checked out on Picard. Honestly, I checked out the first half of the first season. So I hadn't watched it since then. So going back to it, I was like, okay. And it's funny because I know they said first I want to say give a shout out to Terry Metalis. He did an excellent job writing.
Yeah, Terry's awesome.
Well, this is this what we got to look forward to with this first episode? The rest of the season, this is going to be great. It's going to be great. The writing was on point. It got you right back in. I know they was touting that this was going to be real different than the first and second. I didn't see the second season, but it did remind me of the first episode of the first season a little bit, how the music comes in and stuff like that. They didn't shy away completely from it, but it's just the writing is better from what I'm saying. They like really nail the writing and nailing just like little nitnoy things about each character. So yeah, dude, I loved it. I loved it.
Dude, and everybody who knows me knows I've been a diehard Star Trek fan my whole life, and I'm not a fan of Picard. I'm not a fan of Discovery. It's just not. It just didn't feel like they understood Star Trek, and I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get into it. Yeah. Like I got further than you. I watched all of season 1 of Picard, and then I watched all of season 2. But it was not a joy to watch and to get through. In my opinion, right? So seeing this and hearing what was going on and how they were going to bring back the entire Next Generation crew, for season 3, I feel like this should have. It's a double-edged sword, though, right? Because this, I think, should have been Picard season 1, but if it wasn't for the first couple seasons, we probably couldn't have had this happen. So
necessary evil or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right. It's oh man, because it's absolutely different. It's absolutely different. And you, like you said, you watched some of the first season and you can tell.
Oh yeah,
this is great.
Yeah.
We got a few people in the chat, man. I guess we could say what's up real quick before we kind of talk into some stuff. Dude, 16 Shape, what is going on, my man?
What's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Casual Toy Collector, hello. OG fan, hey, what is good, my man? Hello, Mafia Jane, everyone. Bob Dylan is asking, can we hook him up with a Patrick Stewart sculpt for Professor X kit badge? Go get the old QMX Picard, bro. You could totally do that. You could totally do it that way. Damn it, Spock says, come on, let's get aboard the Titan and explore the final frontier. Dude.
Yes.
Come on, that Titan was badass.
Yes, it was.
El Professor Now, Mario, where am I? How did I get Hey, it's Star Trek, dude. That's what it's about. One episode in, and it is return to form. Yes, I agree. This episode at least made me care about the Picard character again and felt like Star Trek, something they haven't been able to accomplish yet, in my opinion. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm right there with you.
Right.
I'm right there with you.
No.
Yes, dude. Rest in peace to her. She was awesome for the Borg Queen in season 2. But
yes, that was a nice little touch. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yes. The best I could say is I did not hate it with every fiber of my being. It's good, man. It's good. It's really good. I did grab some screenshots.
Awesome.
CBS Paramount, you gotta be a little careful. So hopefully we don't get demonetized. I'm not playing any video.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not the biggest Trekkie, and I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm not. But it's all Trek has been in my blood forever. Watching the watching the first Star Trek when I was a little boy in reruns, and then I remember in the 80s when TNG came out, it was a whole big thing with that, and that was my Saturday night, Saturday evening to the night was watching the Next Generation with my folks, and then my mom let me stay up a little late and let me watch Freddy's Nightmares. So that was my Saturdays in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? That whole Paramount, feel right there. But I did see some things from the game, from the Star Trek Online game. Was some of the ships from the Star Trek Online game?
Yeah, we had the Enterprise F in there.
Okay, yes.
There was a couple others. There's a couple others. I don't recall them offhand. I didn't quite grab all the screen grabs on it, but yeah, they're bringing in Star Trek Online ships, making them canon, which I think is pretty cool. I played that game for a long time, so it's kind of neat to see that happen like on live. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is. So that definitely happened. I will agree with 1/6 Shape, man. This episode showed me that we need a Riker show. Jonathan Frakes is severely underrated.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. He was awesome, dude. He was awesome. I've always loved Riker, though. So, dude. It's going to get so good. I know it's going to get so good. Badass Beverly has only increased my lustful thoughts.
Wasn't she amazing? Like, they come on like that. Because that's the thing that I woke this morning. I was like, okay, Star Trek is sometimes it's a slow burn, but then it builds up. That's good Star Trek. It's about the writing, not just the explosions and all that. But to have this come on, you know what I'm saying? With her just going after it, you're like, whoa, shit! Like, oh wow, she's busting caps and everything. Okay, I'm in for this. Okay, this is great,
dude. It is very good. It was very. I mean, and there was a lot of stuff, man. So I spent some time this morning. I took some screenshots. So again, we're gonna have to see how this works here. We should be okay with screenshots, but even this opening credit here, man. This is Wrath of Khan, if you remember, like.
Yeah.
In the beginning of Wrath of Khan, same font and everything.
Yeah.
And it was like, in the 23rd century. So I thought that was kind of cool that they kind of gave a nod. There's a lot of nods here to like original series and some of the original series movies, dude. But I loved it. I loved it, man. I loved every minute of it. So yeah, we saw that. I don't know how some of these screen grabs will just kind of go through, but I thought this was cool, man. I caught a lot of shit. I caught a lot of stuff. The beginning here, these are her flowers. So it was from Next Generation.
Wow.
And cause and effect. So I started noticing a bunch of stuff like right away. I've watched it 3 times already, by the way. Just because it really brings me in. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. There was a few here because in the beginning, right, we pan over her. I forgot the name of her ship that she's on. But we see some of her things, and I thought that was really cool, man. We saw those flowers and the
her equipment,
pearl necklaces here.
Yep.
That's a throwback from the Big Goodbye. If you remember, when she was wearing that in the holodeck, the Dixon Hill stuff. So it's like seeing little things like that. I was like, okay, there's a lot, dude. There was a lot of cool shit, man. But that was cool too, right? You were listening to Picard's log here. This was during the best of both worlds.
Yes, this was amazing.
That's total throwback, right, to Locutus. Even bringing back, they even brought it up a little bit too later on.
They did,
right?
Yeah.
Yep. Which I thought was really, really, really cool, man. Yeah, that's her ship. I forgot the name of the ship. But not very prepared, but very cool, man. I mean, so yeah, that's weird, right? So she's out there on the edges of Federation space, right?
Yep.
We don't know what she's doing, but we do know that that's her son Jack,
right?
Which is cool because Jack was her husband, Wesley's father, right? So she named him Jack, named her after her husband. So I don't know, but dude, like, I don't know who these people are yet. Why are they going for her?
Right,
I have no idea. I think they're trying to either capture or kill her son. Which, dude, I think that's Picard's kid.
Yeah, because he looked a little like verklempt for a minute, like her son. It's like, what's behind that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can't wait for that to develop.
Yeah, well, and I think it's, they talk about it. They kind of foreshadow a little that like Beverly, hasn't talked to anybody in like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if it's because she ended up having a kid with Picard and she just wants to keep him safe or something, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I could
something.
be totally wrong. I just think it's his kid.
I think there's something there for sure. Because I was getting it. It's funny that you brought that because I was getting that from that. I'm like, is that his kid? Did they?
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, right? So I think it's cool. Part 1, Next Generation, didn't even have an intro, just right into it.
Yep.
Right into it. Yeah, I don't know. I just took some grabs, man. So she's badass, man. So she's using the good old Type 3B phaser rifle. I mean, but she was kicking ass, dude. She was kicking ass.
She was whooping ass, and we got to give it. Somebody said it in the chat earlier. She looks great at her age.
Oh,
wow, aged very well.
I think all of them so far.
Yeah, all of them.
And it's just so cool to see everybody back.
Yes.
Because this, from what I understand, is supposed to be like a 10-hour movie. Rather than, because last we got was Nemesis. I think that was in 2002.
Was it? That was 2002?
I think so. I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was 2. Damn, that was 02. Damn.
Or 03. One of those. I forget. It's right there. It was like right in the beginning.
I was thinking it was 99. I don't know why I was thinking it was 99.
Nah, it's early 2000s. I remember that. I just think it's 02 or 03. I don't remember. But so it's cool to be able to see them back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I never felt like they had a proper send-off, to be honest.
I agree.
And if you remember at the end of Nemesis, Riker's going to take his command on the Titan, and that's the last we ever really heard of it.
Yep.
I think they bring it up in like Lower Decks in the animated show, but I wanted to see more, right? And then Trek was done.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just done until Enterprise was starting to run right there, 2001 to like 2005, I think. But shit, dude. But yeah, so it looks like she's out there. I don't know what she's doing. She's still clearly a doctor, but maybe she's just out there, like hiding with her son. I don't know. I don't know but she's clearly being hunted, right? Jack says that later on, right? Like, oh, we're being hunted, you fools or whatever. You led us to them or something to that effect. So but I'm digging this so far, man. Like so far, everything's really cool, man. It's cool that we go back to his, chateau, but it's not like he's staying, right? Because even in this conversation, he says he's leaving. Like he's gonna go retire on gosh, I forgot what it was. Romulan planet. Like he's done. He's So it's kind of cool that the wrap. This I think is just kind of maybe their way or Terry's way to moving on from that, right? Because it was all season 1, season 2-ish, type stories, and then now we're like, all right, we're regardless of the situation that happens, he's leaving it though before he receives the distress signal. So but pretty cool, man. I really liked how. Dude, there's so much cool shit in here, right? I mean, I know I took some shots here somewhere along the way here because he's rummaging through like the original outfit.
Yep, that was
cool. Dude, that's badass.
That was cool.
Finding his, just looking through his comm badge. Dude, I love it. I love it. I don't know. There's so many callbacks, dude. Like. Somewhere around here, I know I took some shots like that. The painting of the Enterprise, right? He had that in Generations,
right? Yeah, that was awesome.
Recovered. Awesome. Yeah. So there's the distress call, right? So she's calling his comm badge. That's what it is. Old school. And remember, right? This is like the first time he's spoken to her,
right?
Or had interaction with her, I guess, right? 20 years.
And she did it like that. She did it through like an encrypted message to his comm badge.
Yeah, right. Trust no one, this and that. So the story, I mean, it's getting pretty good. And I think I forgot her name. Forgive me.
I forget him.
But I think she's probably, this is probably it for her, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're moving on to the main, because everybody, they don't have the cat, they don't, there's no story for the old cat for season 1 and 2, right? It's all about.
Well, and see, and this is where I need to ask you. Like, so I can't remember. So was she like his love interest in season 1 through
Sort
season 2?
of, yeah. Like she worked at his, chateau, and then I think they became kind of romantically involved.
Gotcha.
But honestly, dude, season 1 and season 2 were pretty painful to slog through. That I don't really remember a lot of it,
Right.
which is unfortunate. There's showing off all his mementos, like his flute, right? I'm not sure if you recall, but that's a throwback to the Inner Light episode.
I know that.
I forgot the name of this thing, but this was this is what's kind of cool, and this is what I like about Terry, is because this was from whatchamacallit, the Chase in season 6 with his Professor Galen, who brought that artifact to him, if you remember.
Oh wow.
And, right, but the problem was I didn't grab a screenshot from it, but in Generations I just hated that, because towards the end when Deanna crashed the Enterprise, like he picked this up at like the end scene and he just like dropped it on the ground and it shattered. Like he was like, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Like didn't care about it, right? So
Right.
I'm glad that Terry brought it back, because I was like, that was just totally not in character. Like he wouldn't have done that. He would have kept that, if you recall. So
right.
It's cool that there's a lot of throwbacks. There's some Eagle Moss ships. I laughed at that, man, because I was like, I have these. So seeing them in the bar, dude, that was pretty awesome, dude. Yes, this was a bad dream. Picard was in the sonic shower. Hell yeah, dude. Bob Dylan says he's confused. Are there any space ships in this show? Oh, hell yeah, there are. Dude, I should have grabbed that screenshot of that big ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not.
Good. The graphics on it and everything was good. The way it was lit, all that was, I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Absolutely, man. Finally get to see Riker again. I mean, we saw him in, the earlier season, but just seeing him act more like Riker.
And then the two of them, especially in this scene right there, like just seeing them together, it just brought me back to like that nostalgia and just that feel of Next Generation, and just seeing them talk. I could watch them talk. The episode could have been just them catching up, talking,
just riffing, right?
Just riffing, and I would have been good. I would have been fine with that, because it was just, man, it was good. It was good to see them back and to see him. And John Frakes, he's a pimp. They should have had him in more stuff, man. Or it's ridiculous. Yeah,
I know. It was nice to see him and Troy in like season 1. The brief he was in there a smidge, right? But to like this feels like Next Generation, dude.
It does.
Just modern.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not complaining. So I'm guessing. So what basically happened was he goes to Riker, tells him about Beverly. Riker's like, okay, I got a plan, sort of. You know what I mean? We can get a ship. I think that's pretty cool. It's interesting. He alludes to the fact that, like, I forgot his daughter's name, but her and Troy.
Yeah.
He was like, well, they probably welcome a break from me, so it sounds like something's going on.
They're having like some little problems. Yeah. That's what, like, he could, like, I mean, he was saying he could have his own damn show. I want to know more about that.
Yeah. Well, dude, and that's what I was hoping years ago. I was like, dude, Riker should have a show commanding the Titan.
Well,
and let's go. But now he's retired, right? That we find he's a retired captain of the Titan, because we got the new guy. We got oh gosh, I'm trying to think of his name. Top of my head, what the hell is that guy's name?
I forget it.
The new captain. I know his name. Shaw, right? It's Captain Shaw. Yeah.
Captain.
Which I liked him. we'll riff on him a little, but. Yeah, dude. So yeah, episode 1 made me want to watch episode 2. That's a huge improvement over season 1 and 2. Dude, yeah. That's how I feel. Like, I'm excited. I thought this was pretty cool. A little nod to Terry, Metallus Prime. So I like that. We do have, I know you didn't watch a lot of Picard, but Raffi is still in here.
Okay.
Right? But it sounds like her story might actually be pretty cool here. right? She's
She's
apparently
like a
Starfleet
junkie.
intelligence.
She's like a junkie, or was she? I was kind of confused with that. So is she a junkie, or like was she just like playing the junkie to like get information, like on some spy?
Well, yes and no. Like she used to be.
Ah, okay.
Right. And you can kind of see it later on, like when she actually she's acting here, of course.
Yeah.
Undercover. But even when she gets the stuff, you could tell, like, and she throws it on the ground and breaks it, but she's like
still kind of like
she's a little hesitant. She wants to use, but she doesn't, right? So, but she's digging around for information, right? That's her. I guess that's her MO right now. So she's working Starfleet intelligence, talking to this Orion. I think that's an Orion, trying to find out information. He mentioned something about the Red Lady,
right,
and that was it, right? And you know, like, okay, you got to figure out the rest, or you're gonna get us both killed, right? Is what he said, something like that, right? So he's like, quit poking around, basically. Yeah, I don't know how deep her story is gonna go, but I find that a little interesting rather than what they had before,
right?
Like her story arc. Like, hopefully they do something that probably intertwines with the rest of the main cast, right? That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
The bunk scene with Riker and Picard remind me of Kirk McCoy in Star Trek VI, the Klingon prison. Wonderful character play. Yeah, bro. Look, there's so many weird. Well, even right here, bro. The whole space dock scene here is totally reminiscent of Wrath of Khan.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I'm sorry, the motion picture. One of them, I forget. Like it's very, you know, it was when it was like I think it was McCoy and Kirk flying in. So many cool reference. It's weird that they're referencing a lot of original series, but you know, even when they were just talking, right, in the screens that we were looking at with the bar, they're talking about like Rigel 6 or Rigel 7.
Right.
They couldn't remember which one. That's a throwback to the Cage, like the original series pilot.
Wow.
So with Pike. So there was a lot of cool.
We got
Star Trek 3. It's been so long since I watched the original movies, dude. But I'm noticing like all these references to all these other, you know, everything. So it's very, damn, bro. That Titan looks badass too.
It looks good. That looks damn good. Like the CGI work on this is, I mean, it looks like motion picture shit. They spent some money. I'm not sure how much did this show cost?
I don't know. I didn't check into the budget, man. But
it looks good.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
This is a throwback. Direct throwback. I just screen grabbed it. Like,
oh, wow.
So, like, I thought that was pretty cool, right? I mean, it's like shot for shot, just nobody in the background.
Yeah.
But I like how they framed it. Just little nods, man, showing that, hey, yes, I know Star Trek. You know what I mean? We're gonna. Some people said it's a lot of fan service, but I don't think so. I think, well, fan service can be a good thing, but I think it's just well storytelling.
It depends. There you go. It depends on how it's done, and like you said, if it has a good story behind, if it has good writing to back it up, fan service is fine. It's fine.
So I mean, dude, again, I'm in the, you know, I'm excited to watch. I want to see where it goes. I'm happy to be like, all right. I didn't feel that way with the other two seasons at all.
Yeah. No.
So 7 of 9 is now the commander of the Titan. She's number 1.
Right.
What do you think about that, man?
Dude, I thought that was interesting. I think that was a good way to bring her in as well. That's all. I mean, that's awesome. I've always been like a fan of her, and she's just so hot, still so hot. So yeah, man, I thought that was awesome.
Well, because in season 1, I think she was like a ranger of sorts, right? And then they didn't really do a whole lot with her in season 2, but knowing that like she's going in and getting a Starfleet, you know, commission, I don't know how long it takes to become a commander. I don't know if they just jumped her in line or whatever. Right. Like she didn't go through like cadet or anything, but you got to have a little suspension of disbelief, I guess. I think it's just cool to have her as kind of like a regular intertwined, you know.
I like that. Yeah.
The fact that
she's a good addition to to the older TNG cast and pulling her because she was on Enterprise. She was originally on Enterprise, right?
Voyager.
I'm sorry, Voyager.
Yep, Voyager.
Yeah. So to tie her in to the rest of the TNG crew, that's like a welcome. I like that she's more of a regular. Looks like she'll be more of a regular on this one. I'm all for that.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you on that, man. I don't. Yeah, exactly. Just I don't remember because I thought Riker was an admiral in season 1, or a retired admiral, or something along those lines. But now he's retired captain. But I don't know, man. Or are we just? They're not fully retconning, season 1 and 2, but there's got to be a reason behind that. I don't know what it is. Was he an admiral in season 1? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I don't remember. But I'm glad that she's around still because I love 7 of 9 on Voyager, and it was cool that she gets in that kind of argument with. I thought that was actually funny, man.
Right?
Because they're trying to play a ruse, right? Like a fake inspection.
Right.
And he just sees his comm badge crooked, and he's hamming it up. You know what I'm saying? Which I thought was pretty cool. I think this might even be an Easter egg too, man, because in one of the Star Trek movies, weren't they actually? And maybe somebody in the chat knows. Didn't they actually go to do an inspection? And then this is them like joking, like they're doing a mock inspection to try to get the ship. I don't know. It could just be in my head, but I think that might be like another nod, like another parallel of things. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool, man, when she starts kind of explaining how it's frustrating for her to try to follow the rules.
Yeah.
To, adhere to like Starfleet regulations. And then she mentions Janeway and then Picard, like both of them convinced her to like join Starfleet, basically.
Right.
Riker was acting captain when he showed up to save the day in season 1. Okay.
Oh,
okay. Okay. It's been a while, dude. Because again, season 1 and 2 were tough for me to like get there, dude. But I'm glad, man. I'm glad. The Wrath of Khan was a no-nose room like Cruise. It was the Wrath of Khan that had expansion. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say like there's a parallel, right? I'm not tripping, right? I feel like they did that to kind of, I don't know, pay homage, something like that. But it's looking good, man. The bridge.
This was funny.
Oh yeah, this was great too. This is this another kind of callback too, though. I think I feel like this had to deal with, was it Undiscovered Country when Sulu had his daughter?
Yeah,
like
you're right. Yep.
I felt like that was what it was.
Yeah.
But that's cool, and that's really LeVar Burton's daughter.
Really?
Yeah, in real life. So, yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool that she's that she came in. Right. So yeah, so Sydney, which is cool because if you remember, I thought I had a screenshot in here. Maybe I don't, or maybe I got lost in here. But Sydney was one of the daughters' names in All Good Things in the last episode. If you remember when he was in the untold future, right? Like
right.
And LaForge was talking about he had a few kids. That was totally, Sydney was one of her names. See, yeah, there it is. I took a screenshot of it because if you remember, like, well, maybe not, but he couldn't remember her name when he was here in All Good Things. And then like, I noticed that because he forgot her name here too. So it's kind of like an interesting, I don't know, just those are cool little nods, I think, to me, where you're like, okay.
We got so much in this one episode, so it's kind of mind-blowing.
Was it Generations? Okay.
Yeah. Sulu's doing a generation. Okay. Yeah. I think, that makes sense. But yeah, we got so much.
Right at the beginning when you had Ferris Bueller's guy as the captain.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right, yeah, that's right. That's right. But you were saying.
No, we just got so much into this one episode. You're right. You have to almost go back and watch it like maybe 3 to 4 times to catch all the little Easter eggs that they threw in here.
Yes, there's a lot, dude. Like I said, I watched it 3 times already. I'm like, okay. And I don't normally do that. Like even with new stuff, with Star Wars stuff, I just don't. And I certainly didn't with Picard season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Just wasn't for me. But dude, back to back, bro. Front to back here, this Titan. It's good. Like a beefy Constitution class almost. It looks like a beefy Enterprise.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Right. And this is the Titan A, so they said they refit it. According to this. So look at that shot, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Dude. I love it. I love it. Chris Walton says Sulu's daughter was Generations on Enterprise B. LeVar's daughter is in the show, but not. Oh, that's not her? Oh, she's her sister. Okay. I know she's in the show. Is that not her? Maybe we'll see her later. I think you might be right. Because I remember he posted a picture too.
Yeah.
Like on Instagram. But that's his daughter in the show. But he has 2, right? Or 3. Because in All Good Things, he had 3. I don't know if they're following that way.
Right.
So we'll have to see. But yeah, this Titan looks dope, dude. Shit. But it's interesting, right? Because where do we get? We get Captain Shaw. What did you think of this guy, man?
Dick. Anybody that has, the stars eating, you're supposed to be sitting down eating dinner with somebody. You have your dinner before they come in. Just a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought, bro, where he was like, they come in and he's like, are we late? And he's like, no. I'm eating before you. He's just so, disrespectful, right?
Right.
But I kind of like the guy.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be a good foil.
Yeah, I think he's kind of cool, but he was very condescending.
Yeah.
And definitely disrespectful, I think.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways. But he's very by the book, right? Yeah. Like what he was saying. So I thought it was kind of interesting where he was just like, no, we're not gonna, and he's like, no, you guys aren't active military. You're not active Starfleet. I'm not going to listen to you. Like, no.
People were giving him, he was like, yeah, I enjoyed your stories of just like, running and gunning and tearing up shit, but.
Right. He's like, that's not how I roll.
Right.
It kind of reminds me of, in TNG in the Chain of Command episode, dude, with Captain Jellicoe, if you remember him, played by Ronnie Cox. He was a dick, dude, when he took over the captain of the Enterprise, but like he was by the book, Glow. He was actually really cool, man. I liked him. He actually saved Picard. He did shit the right way. He just did shit the way that the crew didn't like, but he was a by the book kind of dude.
Right. You think
I feel like this guy's kind of
maybe same. Like an archetype of that. Yeah, I see that. I can see that.
Right, kind of a no nonsense.
Yeah.
No, so I like this, man. We'll have to see if he has more character growth or anything like that, or if he's just kind of a background guy just to set up the story.
Yeah, but even he was like, didn't he like what did he call 7 to 9? What did he call her out of? He like kind of called her out of her name or something like that. Like, oh, we call her this while she's here. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, well, yeah, her real name, right, was Annika Hansen. So he prefers to call her that instead of her Borg designation, which I get.
Right.
But he still threw a jab at him, right? And he's like, oh, and you're just some ex-Borg, talking to Picard.
Right, to Picard. That was cold. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of fucked up. I just hope he has a good story in the show. Me too. I definitely do. Miles Dyson thought of Jellicoe too. 4 duty shifts was a wrong call. It could have been, bro. Yeah. During Chain of Command, yeah. But that's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted to do, man. Ronnie Cox was the ultimate dick, but then so am I. I love his portrayal. Yeah, I really liked him, and I feel like there's some parallels with this kind of guy here. Like you were saying, there's that type of archetype for him.
Yeah.
I equate to how he acts to if the person who used to live where you currently live shows up with their friend Martha Stewart to see how you were taking care of things. So yeah. He's a clear Borgophobe. Well. I know, right? And yeah, he ripped on him. He did. I didn't, this guy was just so. Here's the thing is that we're the crew and the characters are so beloved to us So when you see somebody like this talking to them that way or treating them that way, you're just like, whoa, you're so taken aback because you're like, but Picard's awesome. How can anybody not like you? Right. In that respect. But here he is saying like, hey, dude, right. Darth Vader, he makes a good point though. Locutus killed half the fleet, right? At Wolf 359, right? Ain't strange that some officers would hate Picard. It's very true. I mean, Cisco was like that in the first episode of Deep Space Nine when he met Picard.
That's true. That makes sense.
Right, because his wife died during that battle. Mm-hmm. He blames Picard. It's not Picard's fault, but I get it.
Yeah.
You know, I totally get it.
Under your command, this happened. Yeah, you would.
Right.
Makes sense.
But I kind of felt a little bad for Picard here, but at the same time, I also didn't because he's so used to getting his way.
Right.
So it was also kind of cool to see like another person of authority being like, no, like we're not going to go do your, see how frumpy he is? He's all mad. He's like, really? Like, no, like you're not going to, you know, it's interesting. So, but I don't know. Yeah, I just got a bunch of screenshots here, man. So we go back to Raffi. So she's looking at, what is this, her granddaughter? I don't recall. I think it is.
Yeah.
Right. But they did something here, right? So she's talking to somebody. I don't know who it is. I noticed, I don't think I took a screen grab of it, but they said like you're a warrior or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So is she talking to Worf? Because like, who's gonna say warrior? I don't know. I'm just
right. I didn't follow with that part as well.
I'm not sure. She's talking to somebody, and they intentionally set that shit up, right?
Yeah.
To the audience, because she's like, "Let's talk face to face," and they're like, "No," right? So for us as an audience viewer, like that's intentional. That's a deliberate kind of. We're not going to show you who she's talking to right now, right? So I don't know, man. I got a kick out of this shit where he was like, "This is humiliating," and they're both sleeping in a bunk, just reminiscing. But I don't know, man. What do you think? This was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. I can't pull it up. I'm trying to see if I can send it to you, but Bob Dylan just showed me Mika Burton. He just showed me a picture from LeVar Burton's daughter. That's not her. This is the other. See if I can get this picture to you.
Was it the one on Instagram? Because
I think it's the one on Instagram.
Yeah, that's the one we saw before. So I got confused. But in this, that actress is a daughter of LaForge.
Right.
Sydney. His real daughter is playing the other daughter of LaForge.
Gotcha.
So Jay says, I think it's Worf, all the answers he typed back with how he speaks. That's what I'm thinking, man.
Yeah.
I think I think it is too. We have because this is when she comes in, right? Because she overheard them talking in the hallway when they left Captain Shaw's dinner, right?
Right.
So that's when she's like, "What the hell are you guys really doing?" You know, Riker's like, "You don't talk to
right.
Captain or whatever." She's like, "No, I was, I'm talking as a friend." But I thought that was cool though that she references that, because she became pals with Picard in the last season. So the fact that she mentions that Picard and Janeway try to get her, convinced her to join, and it's difficult for her, and then all of a sudden she just breaks the rules for him, right? Which I thought, okay, that's what's interesting, dude, is like I feel like, and I know you didn't watch season 2 or much of season 1, but the way she acted in those 2 seasons, it just kind of felt like it was Jerry Ryan, just the actress.
Oh wow.
In my opinion, and I feel like just from this episode, she acts more like 709. Like she feels like she's more in character to me in just this one episode than how she was in the first 2 seasons of Picard. If that makes sense. It just feels like they're writing her better, like a better understanding of her character.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, because she's. You'd have to maybe go back and watch those seasons. Not so much for me, but I think she's written a lot better. But yeah, so she disobeys the orders, right?
Takes him there. Yep.
Takes him out there. I thought that was funny. I don't think I grabbed the screen grab, but when Shaw's sleeping in this cabin,
what the hell?
right? You see all the fucking lights waking him up, and he's just like, you just, loyalty to your way out of a career or something,
Right.
pissed off. But you notice he didn't reverse course.
He didn't. No.
Right?
Yeah.
He didn't. And of course they, take that, like right here or whatever. Thought that was funny. And then they take an unauthorized shuttle launch down to Crusher's, her ship. Yeah, he's mad, but he's not leaving. So
yeah,
maybe he's okay. I don't know. I mean, you think he would just be like, we're turning this starship around, right? Yeah. Like, or something like that.
I mean, and that's the thing. He deep down, he respects them. He respects them. These guys, what they've done within the Federation. He understands. He gets it, but he's going to, like you said, he does things by the book. So that's where it's going to be conflict. But I think, they'll learn to respect each other.
I think so. I think over time we'll maybe see a little bit more of that unfold. Like, I'm sure episode 2, when they come back with Crusher, they'll have some kind of interaction.
Yeah.
Then maybe he'll be convinced that there is this kind of situation happening, and then be like, okay. He'll probably still yell at them, of course, but maybe. Yeah, he needs his shuttle back, right? He's not leaving without that shuttle. It could be, right? So, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, see, the stolen weapons now. I don't know. When she's talking, I think this is Worf. But I noticed some cool stuff here. Find the red lady, right? Mm-hmm. So she heard that again. Bam. It's Rachel Garrett right there. All in the statue's red. That's the red lady.
Right.
And as soon as I was watching yesterday with my roommate, I was like, yo, okay. That's her from yesterday's Enterprise. She was the captain of the Enterprise C. You remember that alternate season 3 episode, right?
Wow.
So as soon as I saw the statue, I was like, oh, cool. Like another kind of throwback, to her. And I took a couple shots from yesterday's Enterprise just to show, but
forgot about her. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. There's a bunch of stuff here. Like Frontier Day is a callback to Enterprise. Yep. That's when Enterprise launched. Scott Bakula, Enterprise.
Yep.
I remember that. I think Gratitude Festival was something from Deep Space Nine. I know it was. It's a Bajoran thing or I know it's something. It's if anybody in the chat knows, I know that's a Deep Space Nine reference. I know it is. But Frontier Day, it had to do with Enterprise. I was like, dude, okay. Just these little nods everywhere. I'm really appreciating. So, if the word warrior is used, it's Worf. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah,
because they're all here, so they're just coming in. They're coming in slowly during these 10 episodes.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Worf is next week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if she's indeed talking to Worf, right, and she's Starfleet intelligence, then who is he? Because he's not working for Starfleet anymore.
Right.
Is he just a contact? Is he just trying to help out? Right. I don't even think he's working like Klingons anymore. Like he was an ambassador, right? At the time he went out, he got a seat on the council or something at the end of DS9.
Have we seen him since? We haven't seen. He wasn't in the second. He didn't do like a cameo in the second season, did he?
No. Okay. No. It was just Riker and Troy.
Okay.
Well, and Data.
Data was all.
But that's it. So we're seeing Crusher and we're seeing Worf and Geordi and Troy. Well, that's all new for this season. So I'm interested to see what he's doing. Yeah, Bajorn Festival. Thank you, damn it, Spock. I knew it was something. It was DS9. The Enterprise C is a beautifully designed ship. I agree. Should have seen a lot more of the Ambassador class ships.
Yeah.
And yes, Captain Picard Day is the best holiday. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. Bajorn Gratitude Festival and the Fire Caves from DS9. Yeah. It's pretty badass, man. So what'd you think about this right here, man?
Dude, that weapon, how I just leveled that whole city was just fucking, I mean, damn. That was some horrible shit, man. It reminded me of, I forget what video game that was, but it reminded me of a video game that I saw before. But like, once again, the budget on this is amazing, and just what they're able to do. And I mean, and we all know that CGI, of course, but damn.
Well, sure, but
shit looks good.
It looks good.
Yeah.
So, what is this though, man? So, is this a transporter weapon? Because it creates this ring.
Yeah.
Right? And then it drops it from the sky. Dude, like I was
that
like,
shit was like, that was.
It's like a portal. Like, you see, like, boom to boom. So, it kind of actually reminds me of the game Portal. Remember the Valve game?
That's what it is.
Like
Portal, right? Yep.
There you go. Yeah. So it's. I was like, damn, that's pretty. Yeah. That's a pretty catastrophic event right there.
You can hear like the screams of the people throughout the city. That was crazy.
Yeah, dude. That was, and so obviously, other than the people at Ground Zero, like nobody knows this is happening right now except her. She's seeing this unfold, you know, like Picard and crew company that nobody knows what's happening.
Yep.
She's trying to figure out something, so I'm sure it'll tie back to it. Absolutely. A temporal transporter that has been weaponized. Dude. Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. How she worked this out was dumb as the one red statue in the whole galaxy. Yeah, but I think it's relative to Starfleet, maybe. Right? Yeah. I mean, I guess how else are they really going to try to like tie that in, right? Like say the red lady. I get it's kind of weird, but when she saw the screen grab there of the captain, maybe it just clicked in her head like, oh. He mentioned, didn't the Orion guy mentioned something? I got to watch it one more time. When he's talking to her in the beginning, she's fishing for information. He said Frontier Day, I think he did. I think because that's where she, saw the name again with the other two, and realized.
Was able to put the pieces together.
It was something like that. Man, I haven't watched Star Trek since I was a kid. I just want to say what's up. What's up, 8-Bit Flea, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Dude, this is a great first episode. This is a great first episode.
I totally agree.
Yeah. These guys having more banter in the, in the shuttle about, hey, what did he say? I thought that was pretty funny.
You're gonna be enjoying this.
Right. Or he's like, I'm nervous and I'm stiff or something. Is it
right?
Meeting Beverly or whatever. He's like, both. Like, it's kind of like.
He was like, yeah, my knees hurt. It was something.
Yeah, like it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And then they're getting ready to go on to board it. Not much here, right? We just see that she was obviously hurt pretty bad and put herself into stasis.
No.
They're just kind of investigating, seeing, mentioning the phaser kills here, and then boom, there's Jack. I thought that was funny. As soon as he let down his guard, Riker knocked his ass out. Right, just to yeah. But dude, I'm telling you, I think this is Picard's kid. I think he had a kid with Beverly.
I think that's where this is leading to.
Yeah.
Totally getting that feeling. It's good to see that, the rest of you guys, people here in the chat and you yourself, because I'm like, yeah, I'm getting the feels that that's his kid.
Yeah, I think it is. No, I definitely thought it was great, man. I do, dude, because after season 1 and 2 and Discovery, I've been pretty let down lately with Trek. So to see this, and I don't know if it's just the member berries, right? The nostalgia, but like, no, and I don't think so, because, you know, I thought I would have felt that way about seeing Picard, you know, with season 1. Be like, oh, cool, we're getting, you know, this TNG era stuff going on, but it just didn't draw me in. There was nothing compelling for me in the first 2 seasons. There was some kind of cool moments here and there, like seeing Q in season 2 and stuff, but like,
yeah, I remember that, and that's when I kind of checked out. It just, yeah, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, honestly, this, when it was like, hey, a Picard series was going to. That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be what we're getting here. So,
well, like Miles says, man, too bad this wasn't season 1, right? Because that's
for sure.
Because I have a strong belief that this whole season's going to kick ass, and then it sucks because it's the final one, right? So unless they set some things up to further expand, maybe we can get a show with, you know, Shaw, you know, captaining the Titan with 7 of 9 as, you know, first officer, and whatever, you know, something that, who knows, right?
Yeah,
Patrick Stewart may be done, but maybe this can continue on in the way that I think we would all want Star Trek to be, right? Because Strange New Worlds is trying, but I don't fully. Strange New Worlds is better than the other 2 shows, but it's still not quite there. I think what they don't realize is that they want to reinvent the wheel. You know, they tried to do that with Discovery. They tried to do that with Picard season 1 and 2. Now they're bringing us essentially what I think the fans want within season 3, as which they should do. It's like, keep it Trek, man. Like, you don't have to go off and, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Seriously. Damn it, Spock with $10 super chat. Well, thank you so much, my friend, dude. He says, thanks for doing this, fellas. This Trek needs to be spread. Word of mouth and viral. This is the Trek we've been hoping for, dude. Thank you so much, my friend. And I agree with you. I'm totally excited for this shit. There it is. That is a big ass ship.
That is an awesome ship. It is. Wow, that looked good. That looks awesome. Love the ship designs on this too.
Oh yeah, dude. And as soon as I saw this, I thought it's clearly not, but it reminded me of the scimitar from Nemesis.
Yeah.
Where Shinzon's ship, that big ass ship. I don't think I grabbed the next screen grab where, okay, I did. Like, in comparison, dude, like,
whew, that damn thing's menacing.
Yeah. And forgot the name of the villain. But the villain in here, that's their ship. Just forgot the name.
Yeah,
because we haven't seen her fully, but you've seen the trailers and stuff. But I'm pretty sure that's the ship. So, but this ship is super menacing looking, dude. Yes, you know it's the bad guy's ship because it's pointy. Right. That's really badass though. It does remind me of Shinzon's ship. That's a tongue twister. Right. Obviously it's not, but the design is there and it's super big and menacing. Strangely, Prodigy feels the most like old Star Trek of all the new shows. I still haven't watched it yet. The Nickelodeon one, Prodigy. I haven't seen it yet.
I heard about that one. I think Second Brother watched. I think he watched the episode or 2 of that.
I watched Lower Decks, but I don't really care for Lower Decks. It's all the characters are kind of neurotic and they're loud and obnoxious. It's like a Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's like
right? But it's still. But even that feels more like Star Trek than Discovery.
Damn,
there's a lot of references, and that era is very TNG era. Anyway, that's about it for the episode. I thought the credits were pretty cool. There's a few Easter eggs in here that I kind of remember, but I'm wondering if these end credits are supposed to be the intro credits, and they decided to just dive right into the first episode.
Yeah,
or because this is a nice This is a nice reel, you know, which I guess is okay at the end of an episode.
I like that. Get us right into the episode, you know, and a lot of modern shows, you know, have been doing that over the years. Like they just jump right in. They just jump right on in, and then you give us this at the end. And this was just this looks dope. This looks great. I've loved it. And just the font and the music and all that. They nailed it. They nailed it.
Well, yeah, as soon as the music cue, that's the other thing, the music in the whole show. Yeah. It brings it back. It's all like Goldsmith era music. This was all First Contact music, and then it goes into TNG music. For Annie, see, this was, you know, for her who passed away, our Borg Queen from season 2. I love the fact that they're using the old TNG font. We haven't seen since Next Generation, so I was like, there's just something. There's a lot of nods here, dude. There's a lot. Oh, that was the other thing. They mentioned the Voyager B and the Enterprise F, which was what you're talking about. That's from Star Trek Online.
Right. Yep.
So there's a Voyager B, and that's what it looked like. So still has that Intrepid. I don't know if it's an Intrepid class, but it still looks like an Intrepid class ship. It still looks like Voyager.
Right.
Just newer, which makes me wonder, because maybe I don't know. Did they reference it? I think they referenced Voyager in Discovery. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out in the chat. But if they did, was that a Voyager A? Because this is Voyager B, and I don't know where a Voyager A came from, if there was at all. Because in here they say this is Voyager B. So did they just skip the A, or was that what they talked about? No, I think in Discovery it was because they were way in the future, so it was like a Voyager D or E or F or something. I don't remember, because I don't really watch Discovery, but I thought that looked pretty cool, man. I was like, wow, look at that. That's pretty much Voyager, just
that looks awesome.
Updated, man. What is this called? The USS Helios? Okay. I had to enhance. I was like, all right, let me look into this. Because that ship design is, it's very Intrepid class. It looks like Voyager, man. But yes, X06 is going to be busy. We'll see. We'll see, my friend. There was a 31st century Voyager. Okay, thank you, Miles, because I knew there was some mention of it, but yeah, very cool, dude. Very cool. So, I mean, those were pretty much the screen grabs. You said that you had watched, you'd taken some notes or anything. Was there anything else that was on your mind?
I think that was about it. Trying to see if it was something. No. Oh no, we covered that. No, we're good. That's pretty much what I had.
Okay.
Look. I mean, for the first episode, I thought they knocked it out the park. I'm ready to watch this weekly. It was kind of it was the right length of the duration of the show, because I wanted more. I did. But when it went off, I was like, it was right at the right point. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm in for next week. So this is going to be great. I loved it. I thought they did a great job. The writing, top notch. Like I said, I can't. They can only go further. They can only get it. It's only going to get better. Because I'm looking at this. I mean, I think this is it. I think this is the end of that era of Trek. So they got to nail it, and they got to knock it out the park, and it looks like they did.
I think Terry, I got faith in Terry. Terry is not only a cool guy, but he also knows Star Trek, and he worked on Voyager, he worked on Enterprise. Terry's a cool guy, man, and beyond that, like, he knows Star Trek, and I think that's very apparent in this first episode versus anything that we've seen in season 1 and 2 of Picard, or anything for Discovery for that matter. So I'm not too sure, man, but I feel like, and I know that he had mentioned that it's basically like a 10-hour movie.
Yeah.
It's already out there. Like, it's done, clearly. It's not like they're going to film the next episode next week. This is already done. Right. So I think you're right. The whole story was just all ironed out and cohesive and put together, and we're seeing stuff weekly as they want us to see it all unfold. So yeah, I think this whole season's going to be, I don't want to look back in 10 weeks and be like, wow, this stunk. I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
At all. I really don't.
See, and this is what happened. They did a course correction, and we've seen it. You know, we were talking about stuff with DC, with the DCEU universe right now, where started off it was shaky. Then they did a couple of films that kind of were good. And all you need to do sometimes is a good course correction. And with this show, they knew that. They knew the first season and first couple of seasons were lackluster. They knew the fans kind of were checking out of it, and they wanted to bring it home. They got a new writer, and they wanted to bring it home. And I think, and like I said, when we all heard back, I would say, what was it, 3-4 years ago, when we heard that there was going to be a Paramount Network or whatever it was called at the time, CBS Plus, and that they were going to be doing this Picard series, we all thought this is what we were going to get. And then we got this other thing where it's like, okay, this is cool, but are we going to get to, you know?
If I recall, though, Patrick Stewart was saying he didn't want to come back and reprise the role of Jean-Luc if it was just going to be TNG again. So, right. And then
maybe they would try to appease him.
I think it was an ego thing. It was, they may have tried to make more of like a character study of Picard rather than another iteration of Next Generation or continuation of it, right?
Yeah.
But we can see that just didn't really work, clearly. So,
and look, I love the actors. I know they want, stuff to be more heady, or they want roles to be a little bit more meatier. They don't want to tread the same ground they already rolled over. I get that. But this is show business.
Right. Not show friends. Right. Like, I mean, Don Prime in the house was good, my man. I love the Picard and Riker got the lower decks treatment with the bunks. Yeah, dude. Or he's like, we do have some quarters for you. I hope they're accommodating for short notice.
We can find at the moment.
Right. Like, no, that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like it's been 20, 25 years since the crew have been together from Nemesis.
Yeah.
What are these characters up to? And I think that is what fans would like to see.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's been decades. What are they doing? What are they up to? We clearly see that Beverly doesn't look like she's in Starfleet.
Yeah.
She wasn't wearing I don't think that was a Starfleet uniform. Right? She's off somewhere in the unknown, doing her thing. Like, I think it's cool to see like where these characters are now that are characters that we grew up with when they were all in Starfleet,
right.
All in TNG. What happens?
That's what it was. I did have one note. I was reading something somewhere. And this is a little bit over my head because I can't remember all of some of these Easter eggs. But it had something to do with Crusher's location and some type of connection to Salvik. Did you read anything about it? Was something like that in there? I was reading somewhere online about that.
The only thing I can maybe make a connection to with Savik is maybe like with 7 of 9 kind of paralleling when they left the dry dock. But I don't know. Out there, if there's a reference, but there is a lot of references to the older films, from the TOS era.
Yeah.
I would have to go through again. I'm going to watch it one more time.
Right.
Just because, like, I'll probably watch it either Wednesday night next week or Thursday.
Yeah.
So I could just back to back and go right into episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the first time you watch it, I was just kind of blown away. I was like, whoa, cautiously optimistic because of the first 2 seasons, but you're still like, oh, I'm excited. What's going on? And now that you've seen it, and you go, you know how it is. You go revisit something, and you're like, okay, let me. I think
we've all heard a couple of rumblings. The people that have had the pleasure of viewing some of these, a couple of the episodes already, they were kind of giving us, hey, you guys are going to really, really like this. So right. I was, I knew it was going to be much better than what we got before. But even then, even knowing that, I was like, oh wow, this is really a good show. This is a way to get back in, because I haven't been in track for a minute. I haven't been in track for a minute. So looking at this, I was like, hey, I'm like, okay, this is the way to get back in. Definitely.
Yeah. Dude, it totally is. Dawn Prime says, yes, humanitarian missions. She has a plaque from a classified mission mentioned in TNG. Ooh, that might I not have caught. She did actually mention a classified mission. Was it in the episode where Picard is like transported in that prison? Was it Allegiance? Maybe. It's been a while. Let me know, dude, if you know, Don. But if that's another one, that would be really cool, dude, because there's a lot of nods and Easter eggs there, dude. Yeah, Patrick said he didn't want to come back as Picard if it reflected badly on TNG. Then they convinced him to come back, and ironically, the first 2 seasons did exactly that. Yeah, dude. Yes, dude. Season 2's mother storyline was based off Stewart's difficult childhood, which made no sense in 24th century that someone with mental health issues wouldn't be supported. Right, it was like a reflection, like almost a character study of Patrick Stewart rather than Picard.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude.
Love him, but that's when it becomes a vanity project for yourself.
Exactly. Boba Fettuccine, what is good? Thank you for coming through, man.
Well,
yeah, we're just about wrapped on the first episode there, but there is a lot of cool nods, dude. And I'm thinking we're gonna continue to see that in each episode. Right? As long as it just stays what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yes, sir. You're very late. We're just about to wrap. We just kind of went through everything from episode 1. We're probably going to do this every week now, every Friday for the next 10 weeks. Just because it's pretty awesome. If you guys are interested in tuning in with us every Friday, where we just break down each episode, I think that's pretty fun. And I hope it ties up all good at the end, where we can get something else going. Listen, you know what's going to happen is I think the show's going to be like so good that Paramount's going to see the numbers and realize that, okay, you know what? Discovery's not that great. Picard season 1 and 2 is not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the success of season 3. Let's do something. Because like Strange New Worlds was kind of a spinoff of Discovery, right? Because everybody really liked Pike, or Anson Mount's Pike in Discovery season 2. There wasn't going to be a show for him.
Right.
But it was very well received, so they spun it into Strange New Worlds. So if this show really brings in the cheddar, right? Maybe they could do something of a spinoff of this to continue this era, right? Like I said, if they have Shaw with the Titan or something, I would be down. But it's still a little too early to tell. But the thing is after it ends, then what? Right? Don't just leave us back with Discovery. Like, you know.
Think they'll give us a movie?
I don't know. I know they mentioned that they wanted to air episode 9 and 10 in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we'll actually get like a movie, right? So, dude, I don't know, man. Bob Dylan says, damn, now I want a bloomin' onion from Outback. Because the show has more layers than onion. Dude, it really, if you don't watch Star Trek, man, it's hard to know like how much shit they've done and how good this is. All 7 back together on a bridge might bring me to tears. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It absolutely is, dude. Anson Mount is great. The show, not so much. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad show, but I do agree. I like Anson Mount as Pike. I do. I'm hoping they learn along the way. I don't think that season 1 of Strange New Worlds was off to a bad start. I thought it was a lot better than Discovery, but maybe they'll learn along the way, right? And then season 2 will be like better. Not to say that season 1 was bad, but you know what I mean, how it goes. And that happens all the time too with a lot of shows, especially Trek. You know, like the first couple seasons of Deep Space Nine, Voyager, even TNG, they were kind of a slog, trying to find their footing.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the chemistry between the characters, and then developing story arcs for them, you know, character progression. They all got better. So I'm hoping that's what happens. I don't feel like that happened in Discovery though. Like, I don't know. There's 4 seasons of Discovery or something, dude. I don't even know the names of the crew.
Damn.
I don't really know who they are. I know of Michael Burnham, but that's and Saru, right? But I also, you know, aside from that, dude, I don't know all these. Like, I'm not interested. And maybe I don't know if that's just me. I mean, whatever. You know, but for me, I'm just like, you're 4 seasons in. I'm not invested in this at all. So this is pretty badass. Deep Burn series, man, bro. Seriously. Admiral Kirk arrives Monday from Sideshow. Finally, stoked, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Congrats on the pickup, my man.
That's a good
yes. S Beam in the house. What's good, my man? Picard season 3, episode 1. Really good start. Hope they stick the landing. I think they will. Dude. If S Beam, you know, we're just wrapping now. So if you guys want to, if you're just tuning in now, and you want to catch the replay, just kind of go ahead and watch the replay. I know a little rocky on this because it's not what we usually do, but we're gonna be doing this every Friday. Every new episode, we'll talk the next 10 and, you know, have a kind of cool kind of discussion. See if we can, you know, dissect some information. See if there's some more Easter eggs. All of that stuff. You got any final thoughts before we wrap, bro?
No, man. Like I said, it was a great episode. Can't wait for the other 9, man. It's gonna be great.
Well, next week, man, I believe we're gonna see Worf. So
yeah, that's gonna be cool.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. But Riker really stole the show for me. I'll say that.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Riker really just every scene he was in.
Yeah,
I loved it. I've always loved Riker. I've always been a Riker fan. So getting to see more interaction with him and just the comedic, like there was this one scene, right? What did he say with 7 of 9 on the bridge? And she corrected Picard.
What was that?
What did he say? I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, I gotta see it again. I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, like but she corrected him, and then he tried to like play it off all smooth, and Riker was like, nice save or something, and he's like, shut it or some shit, like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, the automation of the warp drive, where he's like, hey, shouldn't we let them know?
Right.
And
it's like, no, it's actually automatic now.
Right. And then I don't know, but dude, I just love it, man. I don't know, the dialogue is really good, man, and Riker's always been one of my go-tos. I love Riker, so
yeah, he's cool.
He definitely did great. Again, I think the writing for 7 was more in tune with her actual character from Voyager, more so than the first 2 seasons. Because I'm telling you, man, the first 2 seasons of Picard, she doesn't really act like 7 of 9. It's just there's some hints there, right? There's some story there, but not really. This I felt like that was her. If that makes, I know you haven't seen it, but those in the chat who've watched the first couple seasons, I feel like her character is more in tune with her now in this first episode than the past 2 seasons of Picard. Just feels that way to me.
True.
Yep. So anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap. It was fun. If you guys like this, we'll do it like I said, every Friday. So tune in next week, my friends, and stay safe and all that good stuff, man. Tomorrow night we'll be doing our Tales of the Dark Side, right? So
yes, sir.
We're gonna have Robert Meyer Burnett on tomorrow night as well. We may end up talking about Picard live tomorrow night. I don't imagine how we won't be able to. Something's gonna pop up and Rob's gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna get really into it, man. So, but we'll try to talk, more 6 scale news and stuff like that. I'll talk about the Batman, Batmobile, some other stuff. But there may be a little bit of Trek talk tomorrow night. So come come check it out tomorrow night and all that good stuff. And then who knows what happens next week, my friends. But I can't wait, dude. I can't wait till next Thursday, bro.
It's gonna be fun, brother.
Hell yeah, dude. So, all right, everybody, we're out of here. You guys have a great rest of your day and weekend, and we will see you next week for episode 2. We're outie. Peace.